business trip.
Did the people move around?
It does tingle a little bit. And now he has his Wookiee. Hey everybody, welcome to Top 3. I am Matt with the DPI podcast. On the other screen behind Chewbacca is Peter with Princesses of the Mouse Disney Travel. He is one whiteboard away from Woody. If you've been here before, you know how this goes. If you haven't been here, we're going to pick out a chip. We've got a spreadsheet with a bunch of just random things about Disney that we're going to rank our top 3 of. And we have a lot of fun doing it. So, here we go. I'm going to pull out a chip here, and this is going to be chip number 7.
Oh, yeah. My pen just died.
Well, hopefully you can do this one in your head. Chip number 7 is going to be... Okay. Things you would change as director of Disney parks.
I can't do this in my head.
This is a really, really good one. So, you have 20 seconds.
Planning your first trip and getting overwhelmed by all the details? Planning your next trip and just want some new suggestions on things you haven't tried? Contact me at Princess of the Mouse Travel, and I'd love to work with you planning your next trip to the most magical place on earth.
You can contact Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel on Facebook at PATM Disney Travel. I'm actually getting pen and paper for this one because this is a really, really, really good one, and we could spend a half-hour show just after we thought about this, putting it together and actually putting it out there. But doing this on the spot is going
much
to
harder.
Yeah.
Much harder. Now, when we say things we would change, can we incorporate like the on-site stay?
Yes.
Okay.
So, a director of Disney parks, I think you would be able to do just about anything parks related, resort related. So, like a CEO, like a Josh D'Amaro type position. So.
Yeah. My goodness.
Okay, I'm going to start because I've got a good third one. And I think it's something that's been needed for a long time. But I would do a refurbishment to the monorail.
Huh.
I think that is the one form of transportation right now that it's iconic, but it's getting run down. And they've been kind of trying to spruce up the monorail trains and that kind of stuff, but I think it's time to just pull those trains off the tracks and let's go to version 8, because I think they're they're the Mark 4s right now, aren't they? So they're in version 4, so let's go to the Mark 5s or whatever the next version is going to be, and let's put some new monorail trains on those tracks and really get that mode of transportation back to iconic status. It just, like I said, you know, right now it's very, very like 80s when you ride on the monorail. And I think they've got the opportunity to really do something cool with that.
I mean, you could double down on that and say, and send it to more parks.
Yeah, I think sending it to more parks...
But that's a lot.
Is a lot, yeah. But, I mean, just pulling the trains off and putting new trains on it, you know, and, you know, making them just... I mean, look at what Disneyland has. Look at what Tokyo has. You know, there are much nicer versions of this same thing out there that the biggest park in the world doesn't have. So, so that is my number 3, is a refurb of the monorail system. Okay, what is your number 3?
We need some work done in Animal Kingdom. So when I really started getting after going to the parks almost a decade ago, Hollywood Studios was just the drab park that nobody talked about. And they've done a really great job beefing that up with the inclusion of the Toy Story and the Galaxy's Edge, to where now Hollywood Studios puts itself right up there towards the top of my list of where I will spend, arguably the second most amount of time. But I have really, really been willing to push off Animal Kingdom because although Pandora sounds amazing, it's really easy to argue that I should skip it for many, many better other things, because outside of Pandora, Kilimanjaro Safari is a cool ride, but it's not worth an hour and a half wait. And unless you catch it early in the morning, that's what you're going to be looking at. Same thing with Kali River Rapids. It's, I don't know, like okay on a hot day, but not really. And Expedition Everest is a good time, for sure, but, only just because it's arguably the most thrilling, if not the most thrilling, top 3 to 5 roller coasters. And so if you go in and you say, Kali River Rapids isn't worth it, I'm going to ride right away in the morning. I'm going to get on the I just said it a moment ago, and then I just lost it. Kilimanjaro Safari, and then I'm going to go ride Expedition Everest, and then I'm going to go spend some time in Pandora. Even if I incorporate Let's Go See Lion King and Let's Go See Finding Nemo, I'm still done mid-afternoon. And so there's just not enough to suck a day of attention. The animal treks are great, but let's be honest, nobody's really there to go to a zoo. And so we really need that Zootopia edition. We really need dinosaur cleaned up. Like the dinosaur area, Dinoland USA area, that midway with the carnival games, I don't know whose idea it was, but it just makes Disney feel like a cheap carnival. And it's just not good enough for the level of parks that we're trying to put out there if I'm in charge of all of this. Those things are an absolute eyesore and an absolute joke. Those belong at a state fair, not Animal Kingdom and Disney World.
Yeah.
We need to add 1, if not 2 more big lands with 3 to 4 good attractions to make Animal Kingdom worth a day.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, and I think that we're kind of on the same page, that we think in September we might hear that is one of the next projects.
And let's put it this way, if it isn't, it's a huge miss. Because straight up Animal Kingdom, if we're going to charge $120, $130 a day, Animal Kingdom is straight up not worth that much money.
No,
and
it's not.
I have told that directly to some clients. I had a family just a couple weeks ago say, we're between 3 days if we want to do all of them except Animal Kingdom, or 4 days if we want to do Animal Kingdom. I said, how about I switch that on you? You have a 6 and an 8-year-old. What if you do 4 days Magic Kingdom twice? Forget Animal Kingdom at all. Like, when you get to a 5 or 6 day ticket, so now your 5th day is only $30 a person, your 6th day is only $10, $15 a person. Sure, let's throw Animal Kingdom in there, because now it's worth $40, $50 a person. It's not worth a $120 ticket.
Shannon put some great ones up here. We'll get to hers after we get through ours. So let's go ahead. Let's jump into number 2. My number 2 will come after you guys give us some ideas for new topics on the Top 3 show. So go over to the webpage. It's about to come up here, but if you are listening, it's PATM disneytravel.wixsite.com/planning, and give us an idea for a top 3 show. We've had some great ones that have come through that we have used in shows, so love to hear what you want us to come up with our top 3 of, because this is kind of fun to, especially something like this where we really have to think about it. really get those juices going. So definitely go over to the website or throw an idea down in the comments or hit us up on one of the social media accounts. We'd love to hear from you and answer one of your top 3 ideas. So my number 2 is very much because of my trip to Paris. I think we need a true Epcot Gate Hotel. And I think it's a huge opportunity. You could have the monorail going behind it, but have the people that are coming from the Epcot parking lot walk under this hotel as the entrance. You can make it to where you can still see Spaceship Earth in the back and all that, but just give us an Epcot hotel on the front of the park that is worth something.
That's a good idea, because literally you could just slide the monorail station back a little bit and incorporate it into this hotel that you build. You could even leave the monorail station as it is and make it an open air station that connects to
the back of the hotel.
Yeah, the back side of that hotel.
Yeah. So, my number 2, and this is something that's kind of been out there as one of those far-fetched rumors for a while, that Epcot was going to get a hotel in the parking lot area. And it's just kind of been out there, and nothing's really come of it. But no, I really think like a true gate hotel would be really cool.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I would want a park view on that, because that globe is illuminated all night long. I don't know if I want. Oh, hey guys.
You'd have blackout curtains.
I'm just saying, it's going to feel a lot like Amsterdam. Sleeping on a park view and you don't pull all the curtains.
But think about the rooms on the back of that hotel, though, when they bring a new fireworks show, and if they
incorporate...
No, that would be
amazing. No, I'm being completely facetious when I say that. Yes, it would, and I would stay there in a heartbeat. And so many people would. That would become like if you're doing Disney without kids, that is the bucket list hotel. It would shift away from beach and yacht and boardwalk to let's go stay in that.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
that's a really good one.
That is my number 2. Peter, what is your number 2?
I'm just going to kind of state an obvious here. We need to really look at what we are trying to accomplish with the parks division of the company, because it's evidenced right now. Now, granted, May is normally slow and we expect an uptick back into June and July, and I alluded to this in my first one, Disney parks are pricing out people.
Yes.
They really are. And you're going to get the faithfuls who come regardless, but you're going to alienate and completely lock out so many people that just want to do it once with their kids. And I don't know, if I were king for a day, I would slide it back to 2020, 2021 prices and call that, but the rising cost of this and the rising cost of that. But man, I don't know. You have got to figure out whatever it is, but this soaring, it's just unsustainable for people to come and visit. Yeah. So very simply put, if I was in charge of parks and that division, if I was Josh D'Amaro, I would figure out how to make my bottom dollar without all of this nickel and diming. So whether that's make the ticket prices lower or give back the free fast passes, like they have stripped away so much, and in turn increased prices.
Yeah.
My Magical Express is gone. My fast passes are gone. Like I'm being nickeled and dimed left and right, and on top of that, it costs me more to walk into the park. If you're gonna nickel and dime me, make it cheaper for me to walk into the park.
Yeah.
Simply put.
No, really good one. So let's get to our number ones. Man, there's an obvious one out there, but I don't know that I want to go in that direction. I think there's so many other things that can be done at the parks other than adding a fifth gate. But I think Walt Disney World is very much in need of a fifth gate. Whether it's a villains park, whether it's a Marvel park, whether it's a, just some other concept park, we're getting to the point where even on the busy days, it's starting to get unbearable to go to the parks again. And a fifth gate would spread that out. Now, a fifth gate, I mean, you're talking 5 years down the road, but it spreads that out, and it gives you something new without having a huge expenditure and a huge hole in the middle of your park like we've dealt with at Epcot for what feels like 5 years now, where the whole center of that park has been under construction. Where you can just kind of put it behind walls and just get it done and kind of out of sight, out of mind, and then all of a sudden you've got this brand new thing for the fifth gate. And again, this is something that we've talked about for possibly D23, that it could be an announcement with all the Reedy Creek stuff that's out there, and it could be the ultimate kind of FU to DeSantis for them to try and do this. But I don't know. Like I said, I think there's so many other things that they could do that the fifth gate is kind of like a pipe dream right now. So, yeah, I'm gonna use the fifth gate as my number one, but like I said, I think there's a bunch more, and Shannon's got, like I said, she's got great ideas on hers. So, Peter, where are you going for your number one?
We're going Shannon instead of the Wookiee today for the bonus.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's a lot of like little low-hanging fruit we can talk about, like get the refurbishments done on the hotels, build a couple more in the intermediate, like give me one more value, give me one more intermediate, because there's so many deluxes that are 500 plus a night. It comes back to affording it for more people. I understand that would increase the attendance, but not really, because you're going to get more people to come in. I don't know. I feel like it would be negligible. If anything, you're going to hurt the properties around. You're going to have less people go to the Wyndhams and less people go to the Westgates and the Hiltons and stuff. You're going to have more people go, oh, I'll stay on site then. That's the big. If anything, it makes Disney money by making more options that are more affordable for more guests. But the thing I'm going to go back to Animal Kingdom. With the failure of show after show after show happening in that lagoon, you have got to figure your stuff out. And it is crazy. Like, you can argue Fantasmic is Hollywood Studios' nighttime show, which I will argue here. But even on top of that, they have projection to the theater and a decent soundtrack. And I know we can't launch shells. I 100% agree and feel like you cannot launch shells into the sky. But in the age of lasers and pyrotechnics and drones, you are telling me that you cannot put a show in the sky over that lagoon to close out the night, or around the Tree of Life to go along with the little projection that's done there. Bonkers. Again, Animal Kingdom has fallen so far behind in my mind. So I'm sorry to use 2 of my 3 focusing on Animal Kingdom, but it's not worth being there in the day. It's not worth being there in the night. It is just, and they all go together, because if you're not going to lower the prices, it's just straight up not worth going and being at Animal Kingdom these days. But for that park to not have a culminating end the night thing like all the other 3 parks do is just bad. It's just bad. in the age of things that we are able to do with technology, to not have that. Like, run the electric light parade across the lake. I don't care. Like, it's something that makes people want to go sit down and watch and close out their night and feel like you've put a nice little bow on the package of Animal Kingdom Day.
Well, and I think you're seeing a lot of parks go to these drones. You know, they've run now 2 drone shows in Disneyland Paris, the Disney Delight show, and then the Avengers show over at their Studios Park. You know, Dollywood, Kings Island, Cedar Point, all these big national regional parks are putting drone shows up. So it would make a lot of sense. I really think that they're going to incorporate drones into the Epcot show.
Right. What? Get over to Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Harmonious was just fine. I enjoyed Harmonious. I thought it was a fantastic little show.
And that's Harmonious is not ever going to get the love it deserved, you know, because it was one of those shows. Harmonious Live was the best thing that Disney Plus put out as far as a Disney live production. And then
I was there when they were setting up to film that.
And then the show was absolutely spectacular in person. It didn't come across in video like it was in person. Not even close.
No, it was a very good show, and it was filled with many emotional scenes, and it told a story of celebrating the animation history of Walt Disney Company. It was a good, and it highlighted the more multicultural things that Disney has done. I will say that too, over just throwing a bunch of princesses up on the screens. So, yeah, you and I have speculated before that drones are coming to Epcot, which I totally think we're right on. But send those things to Animal Kingdom. You have no reason for a family to stay into the night other than to, oh, look at the bioluminescence in Pandora on the floating mountains.
Well, and that's Shannon just chimed in. She goes, Peter's right. There isn't really anything keeping guests in Animal Kingdom until dark, which is the best time to see Pandora.
Right, which is when, and that's why you're getting a lot of like Magic Kingdom and Epcot are asked to elbow, because why would I stay? If I have the ability to leave Animal Kingdom, I will not be in Animal Kingdom at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
exactly.
you have nothing holding me there to then go see the other cool things like Shannon brought up.
Yeah, and here's the thing. You know, Shannon, you and Shannon were kind of on the same page with this tonight. So her number 3 was bring back the Spirit of Aloha dinner show, which, yes.
That's a good one. Unfortunately, it's been replaced by a giant-ass tower.
They can dance on top of it.
That spot's been filled.
Her number 2 goes along with your adding more moderate resorts. Add a fun-themed table restaurant to Art of Animation. That would kick it up into intermediate because...
Or Pixar dining.
Yeah.
Right?
You know,
because, like, they're already kind of charging intermediate prices. You're basically getting suites for the cost of a deluxe studio at a better resort. So, yeah, throw in a Pixar dining where I get to meet Sully and
Woody,
Buzz Lightyear. Yeah.
I think that makes a ton of sense, because you could do like Joy and Sully and Buzz Lightyear, and they've got a lot of those characters in the park already. Right.
Exactly what I was thinking. I was like, let me think of ones that they already have costumes for.
Yeah.
Toss those into a character meal all day long from breakfast, like into a Chef Mickey situation.
Or they could do something like they've got on the cruise ships, where they have the screens where the sketches come to life and talk to you at your table.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a lot of ideas there. And then number 1 for her was the Fast Pass system, free Fast Pass system for resort guests.
Yep.
I mean...
Yeah, Shannon and I kind of like overlapped one another with the ideas. No.
No, but that was a really, really good one. I like thinking like that. We need to think about more like those, maybe make them a little bit more park specific and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then you can text Bobby the link, and then, when they need somebody to come in and do a job, they'll just hire us off the street.
Yeah, we can be their think tank.
Yeah. They're called Imagineers, Matt.
Oh. Well, they haven't been very imaginative here lately, so.
I'm just saying, yeah. I don't know, man. It's all about the green. I have said this before, and this was the topic of mine. Walt Disney is rolling in his grave looking at the financial approach to the entertainment of people at the parks. Because it is very much right now, it's like Disney has created a bunch of Dorises from Meet the Robinsons, by the way, that are just like taking their claws and pulling out wallets. Like, Walt Disney straight up, I'm paraphrasing because I don't know the exact quote, but when asked about the parks, Walt Disney said the purpose of the parks is to inspire imagination, because when imagination's inspired, it will inspire us to continue creating for these people. Like, I don't know. His idea of the parks was that it was supposed to be a celebration for all walks of life to come and enjoy the things that his company has put out to increase the entertainment and joy of the next generation of people. And when you charge me $140 to walk in, plus $30 per person to have Disney Plus, plus $18 per person to ride this one ride, plus no dining plan, plus you can't park hop till 2. Like, boy, that hurts.
No, I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, another great top 3. I have no clue where everything just went. Everything just like disappeared. It's back, but it like I was like, okay, that was freaky. All right, well, guys, thanks for joining us tonight on a top 3. Thanks for joining us for the news segment earlier. If you do have any questions, you can reach out to us. You can find Peter over on Facebook at PATM Disney Travel, or just type in Disney Travel Agent over on Facebook. You can find me at DPI Podcast or over on Twitter at Disney Insights. Thank you again for joining us tonight. We are going to get out of here. Bye now. Hey, thanks for checking us out today. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help out the channel. Also, if you're looking for some more Disney content, check this out. I think you're going to like it.